Hi there, this is a book review for Inside Out by Snyder. It is the first book in the series. I'm not exactly sure what the series is called, but this is the first in the series. I'll read the back for you so you know what it is basically about. Keep your head down, don't get noticed or else. I'm Trella, I'm a scrub, a nobody. One of the thousands who work the lower levels, keeping inside clean for the others. I just do my job and try to avoid the population control police, who dream of recycling scrubs into fertiliser. So what if I occasionally use the pipes to sneak around the upper levels? It's not like it's dangerous. Well, turns out it is, because I know every corridor, pipe and shortcut. I've become the go-to girl to lead a revolution. I know we find a gateway to outside. It'll be a suicide burning symbol, but guess who likes a challenge? I should have said no. And basically, the story centres around Trella, who is a scrub, which is basically a slave. Practically, that's the way I took it. And she lives in the lower levels of this, you could call it world, planet, and it's basically metal all the way around. And the lower levels do not mix with the upper levels. The only ones that they see from the upper levels are the population control police, who are basically just mean thugs, to be honest. And they will kill anyone who decides to act against them without a second thought. They're just thugs, really. And basically it centres around, she accidentally gets dragged into a revolution, really, through her own curiosity. She is known as the Queen of the Pipes, because in this society, the people on the lower levels at least, they're not allowed a family. They grow up in a kind of orphanage, and the care mother, who acts in the part of their real mother, basically, but when they get to 16, 17 years, she says this child will be perfect for this job. So Trella likes to be alone a lot, which is very difficult in this society, and hide in the pipes. So she was given the job of cleaning the pipes, and she works 10 hours on, 10 hours off. And that is her life for the rest of her life. She doesn't have her own room, she shares a bed with a person on the opposite shift and has a drawer. So she spends every waking moment possible in these pipes and doesn't really sleep in her own sort of bunk in the barracks, because it's so overcrowded down there and she likes to be on her own and be quiet. But because of this and the exploration that she's done at the upper levels, which she shouldn't have done, she's become known as the Queen of the Pipes. And a prophet comes down from the upper levels and basically talks about this gateway, which they believe leads to a utopia society where they won't be the lowest level and they won't be sort of treated as slaves. They will be on the same sort of class system and level as the people in the uppers, and basically their unfair life will end. And it is literally, they think it's like this great utopia, and they find this prophet states that if she finds a certain thing in a certain place, it will prove that this gateway exists. And she gets kind of pushed into it by one of her friends and her own curiosity. And through just this one decision, she inadvertently begins this trail of events, which eventually leads to her being the leader of this revolution. And the whole way she really doesn't want to do it, but it's just circumstance and she doesn't get a second choice, really. And her one decision to listen to this prophet leads to a complete snowball of effects. I'm not putting spoilers in there, but all that you found out what happens in the first chapter, basically setting the scene. So it's I don't want to have I'll never have any spoilers on my reviews, because I hate that when you find out in someone because it's really big piece of information. So don't worry about that. There's nothing there that will spoil the story for you. But basically that's the the gist of the story, and it follows Keller as she goes through this sort of rebellion and things like that, and just what happens when a society does rebel. And it was really well written. I loved it. I read it really quickly. I read it in a day, which I read quite quickly anyway, but I really enjoyed this book, and I read it just so fast. But she's a really good author. I liked all the people that I think I was meant to like. I hated all the people that I genuinely hated, and hopefully that'll work for everybody else. But it was really good. I think the second book, because I was the first one in the series, I think it's going to follow along and be just as good. From it's left you, it leaves you on a bit of a cliffhanger, that sort of thing, which I always like in a series when they do sort of leave you something for more. And if you do like this one, the second one is actually, I'm not sure about the US, but in the UK, the second one is already out. So it's a really good book, and I can't recommend it highly enough. It was just fantastic. One of those books where you can't actually do anything else. You just like, I've got to read. Got nothing else I can do. So I hope other people have the same response to it, really, because it genuinely was a really good book. This is my first book review online, so please let me know what you think. I think I'm having a bit of trouble with sound. It sounds a bit quiet to me when I've already put a book haul on, and it sounded a little bit quiet, but I don't have the best speakers, so please let me know what you think, because it may just be my speakers and I'm going to get a lot quieter, but if it is, then if it's genuinely quiet, then I'll obviously try and fix that. On my channel, mostly it's going to be young adult. As you can see by my book haul, I do have, at the moment, so many good young adult books out that my entire collection is going to be young adult. Nothing wrong with that. You love it. You like what you like, end of the day, and that just happens to be what I like. Although I do read some other books, from time to time you'll get the odd Terry Pratchett sci-fi sort of thing, the odd general fiction book, the odd history book randomly. Right, at the moment, that one I have just got recently, Below Stairs, the best-selling memoir of a 1920s kitchen maid. Probably going to be coming on near future. I don't have any plans to read it like immediately, but I think I was a servant in a previous life, because I have this real thing. I love reading books about servants, and the Boarding Company House, the reality thing from years ago, if you ever saw that. Got that on DVD, love it, which I'd been taking part in it. And so you will get the odd random book which you're thinking, why is she reading that? But I'm very strange like that. Jacqueline Wilson, got one of hers that I'm going to be reading soon, which is the second part of the biography. I read the first part and it's actually fantastic. And I haven't read all of her books. Some of them I've read and I haven't really liked. Some I've read and I've really loved. So she's just every now and again when I want a really easy read, I tend to pick up a Jacqueline Wilson and push it and get me from the library, just always Jacqueline Wilson there. So just I can't say, mostly young adult is what you'll get from my channel. And feel free to comment. I'm not going to block comments, I'm not going to check comments unless obviously people like nasty things, which I've watched the blogs for a while, so I'm sure that nobody will do that. But that would be the only reason that I would ever block comments or sort of look at them before they went online. But it is a free country, so please just feel free to comment and let me know what you think. That's it. So thank you for watching. Bye.